fine. There needs to be a theme tune for behind the. I know I've already done it the other week. I feel strung out as fuck on vaccine side effects. So I haven't got any side effects apart from the fact I'm fucking knackered. It probably is though. It's probably nothing because every dickhead all day has been going, yeah, my knob fell off. I had the that AstraZeneca knob fell off.
Is it your first one?
Yeah. Have you had them both?
No.
Have you had either?
No. I'm not an anti. I'm kind of an anti-vaxxer, but I'm on the fence at the moment, John. So don't like berate me.
I'll roll you off the fence. yeah, the fucking leader of their country. He's a dipshit. They got 30% done, and he went, right, okay, we'll call it good. What the fuck are you doing? That's not surprising at all. Biden, though, I hate it when somebody, when everybody kind of goes, he's going to be a wet weekend. And when they prove themselves to be one, you're like, we did say he was. But at least he's not mad.
Yeah, but there's a wet weekend and then there's just a total imbecile.
Yeah, we already had that. His name is Trump. He's gone. He's a crazy imbecile. Very simple. This guy makes Trump look like a fucking like Mensa, doesn't he? Makes him look like really? No, really not. Yeah. He needs to quit and let go. Kamala Harris is like 45. Do that. He can fuck off. Get her to take over. Then we might actually get something. They can hear us. Tim Rice, Elton John's writer. Nice to see you, Tim. It's a circle of life, actually, isn't it? That's only a joke. Yeah. Oh, he's downstairs.
Special.
It was only when you said it did I actually hear. I couldn't hear it before that. Are they? Oh, you might be. So you got to do it all again. Let's pretend to do it again. That's all good. So
a great start, that Richard. Come on.
Right. Welcome back to the Ideal Home Show. It's not. It's the new Home Show. It's number 60 or something.
Okay, now they can hear me.
Right. Okay. There you go.
Chapter 62.
62.
TV, special guest. John's here as well, and all good stuff. You should be able to hear me. They'll be able to hear me in a minute.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's an oversight. That's because we were worried about your microphone.
Mine?
Yeah, we thought you were muted when you came into Zoom, didn't we?
No, I knew you fucking were.
And it turned out
to be your own headphone. Yeah, no, I didn't even check if I was muted.
I'm not used to this, guys. Well, like working with amateurs. Come on.
Oh no, sorry.
Up your game a bit, Rich.
I know. You should have seen it in Zoom. Just before you came, and I'm going, John, I can't hear you. And then I can hear him in my chest. And I went.
We came up on the video chat, and I went, "Oh, I like the beers, Rich. That's quite funky. You're looking good, man." And I like what you've done with the wall. And he was just staring straight ahead. I was like, "All right, mate, fuck you. I'm giving you compliments."
Okay, so. Everyone's in chat. Let's name some people. Russell Dion, Johan, Richard Paul. Ooh, Cyclist Scooby Flyer. That's a mouthful. John, Andy, Patrick, Paul. Everyone's in. It's Shrek Vape Reviews is in. I'm subscribed to Shrek Vape Reviews. I want to be there when he gets copyright banned.
When he gets done. You've got the the classics as well. We do have Tony Parkinson, Rony Blair, Russell Blair, fucking hell, Stuart Drummond. They're all these, Mick Jode,
everyone's in.
Paul Iverson. Oh, laughing. We're all laughing.
Yeah. So I've done a bit of painting.
Dude,
I like it. I like it. It's
I like it.
Yeah.
It's very modern. Very modern.
The main thing is, it was really embarrassing on work video calls, having all the vape gear behind, bright blue wall. So when I packed it in, that was quite a high priority to not have to explain what all these weird things were behind me. And
have you done the whole room, or is it just the patch?
Yes, no.
Yeah.
This time
just on a patch.
Past experience. The whole last one he did that.
No, this time it's to actually make a nice room as opposed to make a nice frame before.
Right.
So yeah, and it's ongoing. Something needs to go here. But yeah, black radiator.
Oh, is that what that is? I couldn't work out what it is.
I had no idea what that was either.
That's good though, isn't it? Because I always used to put like a blue rug over it.
Oh,
it always looked really shoddy, just this cream dirty radiator in the background. So I turned it.
That's what you were known for. I remember a couple of people. They said, "Have you seen that review?" And I went, "What one? What's his name?" And they went, "Oh, I can't remember."
The shit radiator.
Shit radiator. And I went, Richard. Yeah.
So it looks nice, Rich.
I've done a Cocoa Pops on it.
Wow.
Turned a fault into a feature. Yeah, Cocoa Pops.
Oh, what? It makes milk chocolate.
They nearly didn't release Cocoa Pops because it turned the milk brown. And in the end, they steered into the skid and went, turns the milk chocolatey.
You can imagine, I'd love to have been at that board meeting.
Oh, dude.
It'd been amazing. Jeff, no, we've got some good news and some bad news. Chocolate flavour, it's right there. It's right there. You can really taste it.
They really, if you shut your eyes, they're
absolutely amazing. Oh, they're crunchy, but fucking milk's gone chocolatey.
You're going to have to pull it.
Pull it. Stop the machines.
People are going to think
Kill
they're
it.
drinking diarrhea.
Nigel, turn it off.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. It's they use it. I know about it because it's a common thing in software. It's a common thing in software. Cocoa Pop or something. Because
why the fuck has this crashed? That's a feature. That's a feature. Yeah.
It's loads of like little bugs that are very hard to resolve in software that you just turn into a thing.
So basically, if you think something's shit, make it the selling point.
Yeah.
The USP.
Hi, excuse me, I'm stuck in the lift. Is that the emergency people? Yeah, no, they're supposed to do that.
It's in relaxation mode.
That's the main feature. Yeah. Have a bit of relax time, a bit of you time.
We're just going to put a bit of Michael Bublé. Hold on, here we go.
Have some you time. You've earned it.
We just haven't met you yet. Anyway, John, what are you drinking? What are you vaping?
Sorry. We're playing Michael Bublé. Right.
That's the Cocoa Pops guy.
That is the best northern accent I've ever heard, by the way.
Yeah.
That's because my mum's Wigan. Everybody does like it. I did that the other day. Somebody said to me, "Dad, you do a really good Johnny Vegas." I said, "That's just my mum when she's had a couple of cigars at Christmas." Get in, don't do that. I'm drinking Camden IPA. It's very good. And I've got some. What else have I got? I've got some Vocation Hop, Skip and Juice, and a new one from Vocation, which I have already tried, which is the Citra IPA. Citra 5 Ways IPA. That's got quite a whack to it. So
have you tried it before?
Yeah, it's good. I prefer that Earl Grey that Mr. Iverson's got. It's good. It's weird. Shouldn't work, but it does work.
Yeah. I don't like the ones where they've literally just thrown a random fruit at it, though.
I don't want it to taste like that. Hop, Skip and Juice doesn't taste.
Can't get a Carlin and just put a bit of orange cordial.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I don't like about it. A lot of people rave about that Elvis juice from Brewdog, and I can't stand it, man.
Yeah.
In a can, the grapefruit's not as prominent as it is in a bottle. In a bottle, it's horrible. Like it really comes at you. A friend bought me some at a barbecue, and I was tipping it in a plant pot, and he didn't know. And I was going,
I agree with Elvis juice. It's very obvious they've just added a flavour.
Yeah, it's rank.
It's not good. I like it. If they use, I think it's like that Citra, they'd have used Citra hops and Mosaic, and they kind of taste like mango. So you get that mango taste or passion fruit, but without fucking putting it in.
Yeah, I'll tell you one nice one. I don't know if you boys have tried it from Brewdog. It's the Quench Quake.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Oh man, it's like just get a bit of ice in that on a summer in a barbecue. It's just heaven.
My favourite one from them, I don't know if it's limited run or something, but it's Duopolis.
I've had that.
Yeah. It seems to come and disappear and suddenly appear. But that's a nice drop.
My favourite was the first when they did Hazy Jane, when it was like the proper 7% or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. That was really good.
They do a double now, John. They do a double and a triple hazy as well. I think the triple's like 10.2.
Yeah. That 5% Hazy Jane's shit though. It's weird. It's just all bubbles and taste of anything. I've got a Noir 16 with crack current in it on top of an MVP 5. I've got that little mod. What? Innerkin. What the fuck is it? Chroma. Catch crabs at Chroma. And it's got that scrape RDA on top. I've got the plastic cap on now, and you can get it off. He says not being able to get it off. Fucking hell. That metal one. It's fucking wedged on again. Anyway, it's well machined. You can't get fucking anything off, and it's got lemon crack in it.
Next time you do get it off, try some different O-rings.
Yeah, should do. It's not. I was going to say I haven't got any. Like I haven't. I've got about 15 million of them. Mark, what you vaping? What you drinking?
So tonight I've gone all peasant. I've got a few Carlin tonight.
Yes,
that's
usually me.
It's a school night in it, so I've gone all peasanty. So a few Carlin, ice cold Carlin. Normally I would partake in a few IPAs, but not tonight. Independent Mods 250C. This is the 21700 version with the Violator on top, and I got some Just Jam in there.
Nice.
This is one of my new favourite setups, by the way, the Drag 3, which is cheap as chips, but fantastic mod.
The grey one.
Yeah, fantastic mod. I got the all black one because I just like it stealthy. I've got the QP M25 on top of there with some Kernor the black. Not going to show this one on this show, but this is my mouth slug setup because it's not strictly legit, shall we say?
Right, okay.
Just quick.
Okay, fun. Yeah.
And inside there, I've got some glorious pistache. Dude, look, I know I'm late to the party on this stuff, but literally one of the best juices my lips have ever fucking vaped.
Yeah, it is good.
Amazing.
It took him so long. Like, it's really funny when I hear people developing juice. That took Toby a year, like to get it where he wanted it.
You can tell it's been really, really well developed because, I mean, I vaped it. I pretty much mixed it, left it a couple of days, and I couldn't wait. I vaped it, and I was like, yeah, this is okay, it's good. But after 3-4 weeks, man, it's just stunning, absolutely amazing. That's the colour you should be vaping it at.
The nut really comes up then as well. You can really taste it. It's kind of sweet and tastes like
pistachio. It's a stunning e-liquid. Absolutely stunning e-liquid.
And it should be dirty, and it's not. Which I like those liquids where it should be dirty and it's not, I think.
Well, the thing is with this juice, you say to people it's pistachio, and they instantly go, oh, and you're like, well, not really. It's called pistache, but the pistachio's like kind of in the background. It's more of a desserty, creamy pastry with a bit of pistachio.
Because you do your own mixing, don't you, as well?
I do.
So it's you know your blends and stuff like that.
Oh, it's delightful. It's definitely the juice that I will go back to and just keep on my tongue. It's just fantastic.
It's like write TVP on the order.
Yeah.
I was so busy. I was like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, put it in the thing.
No, but honestly, it's what I pay for all my juice, and it's like this. I'd probably pay double. That's legit. I would pay double.
Cool.
Richard.
Okay. So I coiled up a new.
String it out.
Coiled up a new tank.
Did it too quick.
Coiled up a new tank today. The Arbiter Solo. It's been sat on my desk for ages. But I thought I'd give it a bash. Have you got this one, Mark? The Solo.
I haven't. No.
So it's the Arbiter tank, which they already did, but that was a really cloudy, tasty, high wattage tank. So they've done a Solo, which is single coil, and it's supposed to be. I don't know if you can see, but there's like notches on top, mouth to lung, direct to lung, and you twist the top to change it. So I've got it in restricted direct lung.
I'm guessing it's top airflow again.
Yeah, it's top airflow. So they've got a normal airflow ring for you to play with, but they've also got this, and this sort of turns the barrel and restricts it more, kind of thing. It's weird because it's a low wattage tank, but it's still really chunky like the proper one. But when you get past that, it's really smooth vape. 25 watts. It's sort of,
it's quite quiet. I mean, obviously the popping on the coil's not. It's just the popping on the
yeah, that's because I use the coil in the box.
Yeah, it's smooth then. Sometimes though, you just open it and go, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Do you know? I think it's because the reason I went for the coil in the box is I noticed it was like 2.5 or 2 mil ID.
Right.
And all mine that I've got pre-ready are 3, and 3's
yeah.
going to be well tight in there. So yeah, but I'm pleasantly pleased with it. I don't know if you can properly mouth to lung it. I am told you can though.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Are you like restricted direct lung?
Yeah, sort of 25 watts. But you're meant to be able to proper mouth to lung with it. I'm told you can, but I haven't got that far with it.
Well, you don't need to now, do you? You're not reviewing it. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'm sure it'd be fine for mouth. Mouth to lung. This is the mouth to lung, the mix, and the K-Fun 21. Crack in there, crack current in there, and then just jam in the Dead Rabbit on the Matt Cully mod. Can't remember what it's called.
Oh, that works.
Oh, what's that? Is that an alternative?
This is what this is it's just jam. Right, they've gave e-liquid flavour concentrates the recipe and that, and they sell it in drop shots, so you can buy it in 250 mils and just mix it yourself.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, I might need to look at doing that because I'm going through.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Save me a fortune. Honestly, Richard, save me a fortune because
I get the normal one and the raspberry.
Oh, the raspberry's my old vape.
Yeah, very very nice. So that and what's the other thing? Oh, Graham as well on the go. So that's that drinking. I'm starting with a disco forklift truck.
Yes, mango IPA if I remember correct.
It's fine. Then clairvoyance from Magic Rock.
I like from Magic Rock. Really
that's
nice.
Quite a big can though.
They need to do more sales. What percentage is that?
7.
Oh, that's a spicy one.
And then this Laguna.
Was that Belgiumish?
And that's 7 as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks strong. That looks strong. Just got one of them bottles in it that just says.
It's quite clear, but it's got that Belgian.
If you get given a Belgium and you think I should sip this,
yeah,
and then Paula's husband, Paula vapes. Her husband's Flemish, from Belgiumique, and he's got a fridge full of Belgian beers, and he's fucking like 6'4" or something. And I drank with him for the afternoon. It's ridiculous. I was pissed out of my face in about 2 hours.
Mm. Yeah, but you're not supposed to drink those beers.
He did. I was just trying to stay level. Didn't work.
Yeah, like you said earlier, John, the sipping beers, aren't you? Supposed to sip them, a couple of sips, put it down. But when you're on it, you're just like glugging it like it's Carlin.
It's got to be on. You got to get on a session if you're having a session.
Yeah, agree.
So that's mainly what I'm vaping. All sorts of stuff.
So can we expect a pickled Richard in about an hour or so?
Oh, maybe. I should be okay. I usually manage. I usually get distracted and forget.
I'm liking the old facial there, Richard. I've got to say.
Yeah, it's not quite. I'll knock it. I'm going to knock it off. But I always, because I feel like one day I'll be a real man and be able to grow facial hair, and so I give it 5 days, and then I go, no, still can't. I'll try when I'm 40.
You're fine.
It's going to be grey before it's.
Yeah, it looks all right.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's in the.
Don't be one of those people. If you grow one of those big beards and it becomes your personality, no one gives a fuck. Stop talking about your beard.
Yeah, no.
It's a really weird thing to do.
I couldn't have it longer than this. I don't think I could have it much longer than this, to be honest. Because you start. Oh, you're supposed to grow through that phase, aren't you? But
yeah,
you are. I had to trim my tash down earlier because
it's getting in your mouth when it gets.
I get lazy, John, and I was eating a bacon butter yesterday, and I found myself eating my moustache, and it's like I'm overdue a trim there.
I did that grow a mo for a bro a few years ago. Yeah. My favourite quote from that was, did the whole month of November, shaved it off, and I went in the pub with
my wife, she sat down, I got the drinks, went over and I said, have a pint of Guinness and a pint of Magnums or whatever. And the barmaid started pouring the beer and she went, "Do you have a moustache last month?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, no, it was that Graham over a bro." And she went, "Oh, yeah. You look like a pervert." I'm that far away from being on a fucking register.
Yeah. That guy on Man Down.
Yeah.
Big class.
But what are you supposed to say?
You cannot look at a man with just a moustache now. I mean, it used to be all the rage in the 70s. But you look at a geezer with a tash now, it's like, perv.
Yeah. My uncle always had a moustache.
It's like a warning, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a sign or a badge.
It's absolutely fucking dreadful as well. But I couldn't believe I was that far away.
It will come back though.
The moustache. Oh yeah.
One day.
Well, it comes back once a year, doesn't it? November. Everyone's got a tash, and you can wear. I think that's the only month of the year you can wear a moustache and not be.
Blythe pulls it off, doesn't he? He has the soul patch as well, but Blythe has got the moustache.
Yeah, some people it seems to just work, doesn't it?
It works on his face, yeah. Yeah, most no. It's a bad fucking idea.
My old gaffer used to wear. He had a moustache. Like we always used to laugh that he was born with it, and he was the spitting image of. Do you remember Bob Carroll G's?
Yeah, with the Spit the Dog.
Spit the Dog. He was the spitting image of him.
The dog or Bob?
Bob Carroll G's, not the dog.
So that's the intro part of the show. Let's whiz through the news, John.
Yes, whizzing through. Right, here we go. What are we going for first? I get loads of redirects whenever we get to the news because it's brand news. You get redirect. Who? This is about who again? WHO. We love vapors. Love WHO. WHO reasserts anti-vaping stance ahead of World No Tobacco Day. We all remember World No Tobacco Day. As a part of a campaign to mark World No Tobacco Day on May 31st, the World Health Organization has reasserted its abstinence-only approach to nicotine. This is like the Americans.
So they don't like patches either.
And teen pregnancy. They don't want anything. It's just.
Can you imagine if it was like heroin?
Yeah. Just stop it.
And their approach.
Stop it.
It's some sort of religious-esque sort of
element. It is. That's exactly what. Do you remember when they tried to Bush's first term? He tried to bring back. His thing was abstinence, not contraception, and the teen birth rate went off the chart. They were like, "No, just put it in a bit. That don't count."
You might as well just say, "Look, if you're a teenager, just put it in her ear instead."
Yeah. Do something. It just absolutely stupid. In a press release titled "Fuck Off, Quit Tobacco to Be a Winner," the WHO said the tobacco industry had promoted e-cigarettes as cessation aids under the guise of contributing to global tobacco control, while employing strategic marketing tactics to hook children on the same portfolio of products, making them available in over 15,000 attractive flavours. I like the way they dropped that in, like they were selling it. They are available in 15,000 attractive flavours, including caramel shortbread.
This is what all they've got now. This is all you're going to hear for next year. The whole selling at teens thing.
Well, luckily though, the government,
epidemic.
the government they actually kind of the British government have said, "Fuck off" to WHO over the vaping thing. They're done. They won't even talk about.
But we've had this for years, haven't we? About the teen, like marketing at teens. We've had it for years. It's nothing new.
Ramp it up now because they've got the science is just. You can't question the science anymore. They're not even prepared to even pretend that there's science against it now.
But wasn't it? I think what was like fucking astonishing, the self-policing of the independent vaping companies in the UK, when the food thing started coming around, instead of it being tackled by tobacco, it was actually by in the UK by any health organisation. It was tackled by Trading Standards, who said it can't look like food because that's illegal, because it was this bylaw, and everybody went okay and just fucked it off immediately.
Yeah.
Just went, it can't look like a pie, it can't look like this.
Well, most
like
people.
No, yeah, but it was. But I mean, fuck it. If you could think of an industry that's self-policing, fuck, I can't. It was amazing.
Yeah, it is cool.
Just binned it off. Anyway, that's who. They still fucking hate us, but we hate them. So
Well, they like who pays their bills.
Yeah.
And it's an opinion for hire, isn't it?
Well, there's a name for people who ignore facts and science, and they're called crackpots. So let them crack on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah. Well, they're the reason they're fucked, and the reason they're doubling down though is because
when is World Anti-Tobacco Day?
May 31st, as you well know. They know now that Big Pharma's got a big fucking problem, which is the paper that came out that has said what we've all been screaming for ages. So there's a 1 in 20 chance of you quitting if you want to quit and you use a Big Pharma product. If you use a patch, if you use any of these nicotine products, there's a 1 in 20 chance, and you're 5 times more likely to quit if you use vaping. And we've got that now on paper.
And I think it's even higher.
It's down. Yes, but that'll do.
1 in 20. I know so many people that smoke that have tried.
Yeah, I'd have been more like 50%, like 10 in 20. To be honest.
I think I remember when Craig was back on the show, and he was totally right. The key was getting people to invest in it, vaping themselves. If they've spent the 30 quid, they'll stop. Getting something free doesn't do it. And nicotine patches, and they don't work. We know they don't fucking work, like relative to anything else. 1 in 20, even if you want to quit. So if you're, we all know, I've got friends whose parents have died of cancer and they quit, instantly. And then a year later, you see them, they've got a fag on. And you're like, yeah. And they go,
I think with smokers, it's a difficult one because you see, and I've seen this personally, you see a lot of smokers who try vaping and it's the totally wrong setup for them and they hate it. And it's like, you're being misled. You're not getting the correct equipment for what you need. And obviously you think, oh, vaping's rubbish and I'm never going to, well, it's wrong, isn't it? It should be.
I think we had a lot more success with independent vape shops rather than big boys as well. Yeah. Because they gave a shit. Well, we've got a real problem at the moment with COVID, which is they can't try anything. So I had an old boy in today, and I got him gone on Red Astaire and some other stuff. But it's a real bastard because there's no tank test, there's no test set up. You can't do anything. You can't take the mask off. So,
but I think it's about knowledge, isn't it? So you're very, very knowledgeable, as is most vape shop owners. So they'll say, look, I smoke 30, 40 a day. Exactly. This is, and then you can evaluate their position and what their needs from that guy.
The big one that I get back when I get somebody who's dual fueling is because they've been given 3 milligram. Like, it's so constant. They've been given 3 milligram. Yeah. I've seen, people just wandering in with shit setups and they don't like the flavour. And
someone emailed me the other day, and they'd been given 3, but they'd also been given like one of these tiny little pod, and it was flat by the time he got to work.
Fuck's sake.
And so he was like, "It's shit." So I'm
3 milligrams. 3 milligrams. No, it's not. You're not gonna quit smoking on 3 milligram. You're really not. I mean, I quit on 18, and that was a struggle. I chain vaped. You know what I mean? Now I vape 3 milligram at 100 watts constantly. And my mouth so long is 9 milligram. Like you need nicotine. I need it. I know most vapors need it. So smokers need it even more.
I'm sticking on my 50 milligram salt, Nick, and I've been doing it 9 years. I'm not part of this drop down.
That's fucking hardcore, that, John.
Yeah, it is.
I remember when we used to go to conventions, someone came up to me with a cloudy setup, and they went, "Would you drip 12 milligram in this?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't really care." And they said, "I dare you." And I was like, I don't know how entertaining this is. Just went, done. I'm just. I think if I ever stopped, my voice would go up like incredibly. Oh, you seen John? He's over there. Hello, mate. You're right. Yeah, just
Hello,
mate. Because previous to this, it was filterless rollies for like 10 years. So I kind of fucked it.
Yeah, I think Paul's right in chat. 18 to 24 should be the standard for a new vapor or smoker.
Yeah. Absolutely. And all this bullshit about how many fags do you smoke a day is bollocks. If someone says 5, but they smoke 5 like Marlboro Red, they want to smoke. They don't want 3 milligram.
You do hear about people as well that just can't get on with the starter kits, and when they get into a 40 watt sub tank, that's suddenly when it clicks for them or whatever. But you just got to You got to want to do.
Yeah, but trying to get a smoker on a direct lung setup instantly is I'd say virtually impossible because they give it the old coughing and I can't do this. It's ridiculous.
The only time I've ever done it is when somebody's come in and they specifically want to stop smoking, but they want to throw clouds at the same time. Yeah. And I explained to them what that is. Yeah. Because they didn't want to. They were going out with their mates who go when they were down the pub. They were the only fucker who had to fuck off with a fag. And their mates were throwing huge clouds, and I was like, "Okay, but
you're one of them, are you?" Okay.
Yeah. But even then, I still got him on a 6 throwing clouds, like with his mates who were chucking 3. So I was like, "You still smoke?" And in a vape shop, when a smoker comes in, it kind of the fucking smell of tobacco ebbs off them. They come in and they're like, "You want to stop smoking?" How do you know? Fucking just like fucking stink. And then you get people who smell a pot coming. What's the next thing? I'm not even gonna. No, sorry. I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop Kato and go for. Wait there. This is a California news. Oh, sorry. This is okay. This is from the Cato Institute in California. To sum it up, basically, the big thing in the US right now they're fighting is this report from 2019 on vaping associated lung injury, the e-cigarette vaping, the Avali thing, the report that came out on it, and it was caused by teenagers. But they've had this is a report saying that. They need to really think before they make the shift from to put more young people off starting vaping, because there's a huge number now of teenagers who never started smoking. They started vaping, so they've never smoked. And so rather than think of it as a bad thing, start thinking of it as a good thing, because on a normal year prior to 2018, X amount of tens of thousands of teenagers would start smoking.
If they start being honest and saying it's harmless, the kids will drop it. Yeah, it's harmless and you look like an idiot.
It's a tough one because a lot of these kids are doing it for the buzz. We all know this, especially over in the States. A lot of them are doing it for that buzz, that little quick high, which you get, the little nick rush. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure.
They could do what we did and drop the 50, because a lot of them are on these 50 mg Juuls, aren't they?
Well, that's a given. That should have been done 2 years ago when we did it. 3 years ago when we did it.
I don't think so.
That's because you're biased.
Yeah, but why should there be an e-cigarette on the market that's stronger in nick than an actual cigarette?
It's not.
It's not.
They're estimated at 36, aren't they?
No, I thought it was more than that.
Depends on the drag. It's bollocks. That's always been contentious. Everybody's met that guy. I knew a bloke.
It's fucking high though.
I knew a bloke who could do a fag in about 7 drags. A super key. It was demented. He'd go.
Yeah, but
I think we can all agree though. I mean, John, obviously you're a little biased, but I think most vapers could agree that 50 is a little too overkill.
If you stopped, okay, but I think there is a negotiation in there. If you stop doing pre-filled cartridges at 50, I haven't got a problem.
Yeah.
But don't stop doing the liquid, and then people won't put it in tanks. Only twats like me.
Closed pods.
Yeah, no
closed pods are the problem because these kids can get hold of it, and they're so easy to hide and disguise, and they're so easy
to just pick and use. There's no learning curve.
I didn't know why they didn't just do a size presentation in America. You know, with this kids are doing this. Fucking hide that.
Yeah, but then you get the likes of fucking UL twats coming out with a vape watch. Like, what's all that about? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know, but effectively, like they say, it's fairly harmless, and it's when the kids realise they're not really. There is no sort of.
You got to look at it like this, Richard. Right? You've got kids. I've got kids. We've all got kids. If my son,
I haven't. They got out.
But if my son or daughter's come up to me at 16, 17 and said, I vape, I'd be like, well, have you ever smoked? No. Well, I'd rather you didn't, but okay. you're not gonna be smoking. So I'm still not happy about it, but okay.
Well, we all know.
I have to pretend to be furious for the while.
But we all know as well. We know vape reviewers who that's happened to. We know that they found vaping stuff in their tina, and they've had that thing of they've had the serious discussion, also they're not smoking.
It's stupid, but teenagers are stupid.
Yeah. Luckily, fags are so fucking expensive they can't afford to anymore.
Well, it's which would you rather? Would you rather your kid was smoking, or would you rather your kid had a cheeky vape every now and again? I know which one I'd rather. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I will just say that, as Holly Johnson once said, it is the land of the free, and you can be what you want to be in America. So that's quite handy.
That's true.
It's weird how you can buy poison and explosives and guns in a fucking shopping centre, but vapes, they've got strawberry flavour.
See that? I'll never get my head around that, John. Where you can go into Walmart, come out with a fucking AK-47, but you can't buy e-liquid. Like what?
I know.
On what?
Whoa, dangerous.
Yeah, this is why I think America needs to just tax it.
Yeah.
If they was getting as much revenue from it
as weed,
it's literally America is just like the embodiment of if you go 100% capitalist. Every decision is money based.
Like nuts. Like I made a joke the other because I was just talking. He won't mind. It's fine. Matt Cully had posted. He was talking about something to do with how difficult it was to get a medical card where he is, to get medical marijuana. And I commented on his thread, bloody hell, Matt, how long's it been legal now? 5 years? Whew, you must have cured most of the diseases by now. And he was like, oh, yeah, Mr. Funny. What's it for then? If it's like, I thought that's what it was for. No, it's not. We're not curing stuff. Okay, fine, fair enough.
I'm with Richard though. Just tax the fuck out of it.
Yeah. But I've been the last time anything of that, like in the UK, when that was mentioned, like just legalise drugs and just tax the fuck out of them.
No.
Everybody went mad. Like there was like somebody got suspended the next day. See, but I agree. Take the money. Fuck it. If everybody who wants to be on heroin is currently on heroin.
Everybody who wants to smoke weed is currently smoking weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody who wants to do anything they want is doing whatever they want.
So it's not prohibited in any way. It's like, well, let's just take the fucking money then. But fair enough.
I do like the idea of someone in the White House going, so cannabis has been legal 5 years, but there's still people with depression and anxiety.
Weird.
What? I thought you said this would sort it.
Yeah. Well, that is, but it's like,
and unemployment's going up.
But isn't it one of the biggest depressants on the planet? Like,
don't tell her. Don't be negative, Nelly. That's not true.
Nothing induces anxiety more than schizophrenia.
The funny, right? During lockdown, revenue from weed went up by double, and they said, honestly, they said that's because a lot of people are feeling quite anxious. I thought they're feeling a fuckload more anxious right now because they're all high as shit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was legal over here during lockdown? Like, fucking hell.
Oh, but at least, yeah, you say that, but then the streets wouldn't be full of the stupidest fuckers on the planet. Kind of going, it's a government conspiracy to lose money. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Shut the fuck up. They'd all be at home high as shit telling each other this bollocks.
Yeah, just doing it over Zoom.
Yeah, on a Facebook group. Yeah, I think basically the grass is wants us to wear masks. In the middle of proper
lockdown, the only cars on the roads were dealers.
Yeah, no, that's true. They did do that, didn't they? Police worked that out in the first lockdown. That all they were doing were catching smack dealers who were just doing drop-offs.
Yeah, but they were just going, "Why are you out for work?" And they went, "Oh, carry on."
Yeah, I'm grafting in it.
What's next, John?
I've tried to apply for furlough. They won't have it. Oh, this is about Australia, which is they're trying to get to the end of their problem. They tried to kind of get this flavour ban and everything going in Australia, but they're now trying to work some rules. I'll just give you the bits of it. So it's called Prescribing Changes for Nicotine Vaping Products. Cancer Australia, a part of the Department of Health, advises that resources to raise awareness among the GP community about the regulatory changes to e-cigarettes and nicotine vaping products is now published. So, from October the 1st, 2021, Australians will require a prescription to legally access nicotine e-cigarettes and vaping products for any purpose, including importing from overseas online retailers. Nicotine vaping products are only available as approved goods if they're considered the most clinically appropriate approach for smoking cessation. These products can be legally accessed with a valid prescription, and then it's just like their version of the tobacco, the TPDR. But I think it may fall again and not happen.
So it's basically prescription based.
Yes, but those products you buy have to fall within certain guidelines.
They've done. Australia's done the full circle, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they have to be. You have to basically convince your doctor in the new guidelines that nothing else would work.
So it's kind of on the in the same breath as legal marijuana in America, where you need the card, the medical card to get the.
Worse than that, because that's basically corrupt as shit.
Yeah, but similar. It's a similar kind of thing where you
you
need
really,
the doctor to say, look, this guy, he needs nicotine.
It's twofold as well, isn't it? Because they actually are sending information out to GPs in Australia saying all that stuff we said about e-cigs, we're dropping that now. You can recommend them if you want, but they need to be certified, blah, blah, blah.
They have to so I don't know whether they have to say that they can't wear a patch because they're allergic to patches, and they can't do this, so they have to go for vaping, and then the doctor has to give them a prescription. It's all really stupid.
Because they've gone, oh, vaping's really bad because nicotine's really bad, and then scientists have gone, no, Australia, it's vaping's good, it's doing loads of good.
Well, it sounds like Australia. It sounds like Australia's run by fucking retards like America.
But it is.
Yeah, they're just
We'll skip the word, but
sorry for my language, but I mean it pisses me off because.
But it is. The thing is, they got COVID right. Australia got COVID right, but even I've spoken to Australians, and lots of my friends in Australia have said, don't be under the misconception that because they got one thing right, they're a decent government. They are shit. They are dickheads, and they are. They have a real problem with separation between church and state in Australia, which people don't know, but they do. So you've got these weird abortion laws and stuff. They're fucking knobheads. And
people
they were saying
about New Zealand, as well as being super progressive, but if you actually delve into it,
they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt.
Well, Australia copied New Zealand, and she got it right. She did stop the flights.
They've both nailed COVID, but
they fucked up everything else.
They do have the luxury of being an island in the middle of nowhere.
Let me ask you something.
Do we?
No, we're in the fucking epicenter. We're the center of the universe.
Let me ask you something. So you look at these countries like Australia, America, the route they're going down with vaping and nicotine and stuff like that. Does it concern you in any way, shape, or form that we could maybe follow suit?
We won't, because they're following up.
No, I know. I'm confident we won't, but I'm saying, is there any concern in you that maybe we could in the future?
For me, my concern is the knock-on effect. Like, if slowdown in America causes slowdown in China, which causes this.
It already has, Richard.
Yeah.
Innovation will slow down.
Innovation slows down, but then interest slows down. Hobbyist vapors kind of thrive on the hobby aspect.
The constant stream of.
If you were told the vapes you had now were all you'd ever have, you would slowly whittle down your interest in them, I think.
Oh.
And a lot of people kind of need. A lot of people have consigned themselves to enjoying vaping and forever kind of thing, which is no bad thing. But if the interest wanes, you eventually end up not bothering to sort your vapes out. 6 months later, pick up a cigarette.
It's already slowing down like tremendously because of the whole situation in America. Yeah. Richard, yourself, like the industry at the moment just seems at a bit of a standstill.
Well, this jumps into the last story, which I'll do really quickly, which is Time magazine have picked up Juul, because they've got on June 7th, North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein will enter Durham courtroom with a mission proving that e-cigarette company Juul Labs purposely targeted teenagers with nicotine products. Because what they've basically done is taken apart their marketing strategy, and it is really super dodgy.
Yeah.
What they did on social media was effectively supplying vapes to people, influencers. We're not talking about you, Lot, or Nick, or anybody like that. We're talking about making sure it was in celebs' hands in the right
lifestyle
place.
models as well.
Yeah, you're talking about proper influencers.
Yeah, packs. Yeah, packs. But they basically kind of got their diary from everything, you know, from what they would, you know, how they did it, how they got in so fast and progressed so fast and made so much money.
Juul basically took the dick between the legs and stuck it in their own arse. That's basically what they did. They shafted themselves with the marketing strategy. There's not a person on the planet can tell me Juul was never marketed towards kids, because it was. This
is a bit of their own diary here. So they had a party, and this is the next bit. Juul didn't stop at one great party. After the night at Jack's Studios, it set off on a 6-month sampling tour, concentrating on urban areas. Juul branded shipping containers popped up at concerts, clubs, rooftop bars, beckoning people inside with bright colours and the promise of free products. The cargo containers featured a lounge area with an animated gift booth where people could pose for the camera, and a flavour bar where people could try tobacco, mint, creme brulee. And they've got it all, you know, because they had to, obviously they've got their tax return.
Didn't they raid them?
Yeah,
that's how they got this, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so 7th of June is the.
Have you ever heard anything as ridiculous as that? If that's not marketing towards young teens and stuff like that, then I don't know what is.
But also,
it's funny.
They literally showed themselves way back to be an incredibly unscrupulous company.
Yeah,
because they did that classic Brewdog.
It's cool to Juul, baby.
Yeah, that classic Brewdog thing as well, though. Oh, we'll never give in to the big tobacco companies. We're coming. We're trendy. We're a startup.
We had this argument, didn't we?
They literally sold to the first buyer.
We were talking to 2 American reviewers who were guests on the show. The cameras were off, and we were just chatting, just generally, as we do before the show. It was either before or after. And I remember Richard being there. I won't even name who they were. And I was saying, "What are you doing? It's a shit product. Like, it doesn't work. It's shit. It's got a fucking nichrome thing. It's got a piece of
silica wick.
It's shit." And they were like, "Oh no, it's really good." And I was like, "Well, no, the cameras aren't on. I'm just asking you, why are you doing this?" Because I remember both of you making videos saying, if we're overregulated, we're going to end up with this. And you pulled out a wanky, what you were calling at the time, a piece of shit cigar-like. The tech in that shitty cigar-like is in your fucking hand right now, and you're telling everybody it's the best thing in the world. Well, it clearly fucking isn't, because you took the piss out of it 2 years.
It was one of the worst pods on the market.
Ever.
It really is, yeah.
And
Ever. One of the worst pods made on the market. So cheaply made and horrible, and even the pre-filled cartridges were fucking garbage as well. It was just shit. It was shit. But all these kids in school and all these teenagers getting the 50 milligram, having the Juul hits and stuff like that. It's cool to Juul, man. Fucked them. They fucked themselves. The kids fucked them. So
I remember saying to them at the time, "What are you going to do when they sell out to big tobacco?" And they went, as Richard said, they said, "They never will."
First
they
offer.
fucking will. And they said they won't. And I said, everything's for sale. I mean, everything's for sale. Somebody offers you some money, you take it. You imagine who bought it in the end? I can't remember.
It was it Ultima or something like that?
Altria.
Altria.
Yeah.
But the reason they sold
millions, but...
the reason they sold out was because they knew the fucking marketing strategy. I think their marketing strategy was maybe a 2-3 year plan to actually sell out to a big tobacco company, get out.
The managing director quit, didn't
one
he?
by one, the board.
Yeah, just fucked up.
Itself.
Yeah, maybe that was probably the plan all along.
Yeah,
they won't
have we been fooled?
Yeah.
It's off the chart, like stupidity. Do you know, I was just going to say that when we were at the full buzz, say in London at Jam, even at the full buzz in London, when there was a ship outside, who did the boat outside Vape Jam? There was a disco boat outside. Anyway, you couldn't get on board unless you were in the industry already. It was nothing to do with, it wasn't inviting teenagers on. That never happened. It wasn't doing this. Because there was already a sense in the UK of, you have to direct this marketing
there was always a
at
paranoia,
smokers.
wasn't there? Yeah.
Stop! Don't step outside these lines, because if we do, they're going to do us. And I remember being at a vape do where there was a midget bouncer and like 2 girls walking around with bras on, but there was no fucker anywhere near it. Do you know what I mean? There was no press, there was no anything to make sure that it did not.
Hang on, why was I not at that do?
Well, it was a vape
with a midget bouncer, and so like, come on, why was I not there?
Who was it who did the brightly coloured bottles that looked like a shell, like a machine gun round?
Oh,
like
was it Jolt or not Jolt?
Someone
Shock
give us it in chat.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
It was their yacht outside, but they had a midget bouncer. I remember saying to my wife,
handy on a yacht though, because there's a lot of narrow corridors.
I remember going and saying, we've got to have a couple of drinks at this thing because they want us to get this thing. And she went, oh, what's it like? I went, it'd be all right, it'd be quite classy. Midget bouncer. Right, okay. Let's just go.
Wow. I feel like I've missed something there, John. Like, really missed something.
But even the awards do.
It's a hard sell to a non-vapor. When before you even get there, there's a woman in a bikini on stilts.
Yeah, it's a hard sell. That. Well, I got my ribs broken within 10 minutes of getting to Vape Expo once. I said, what?
That was Fest.
No, it wasn't. It was Expo.
Damn.
That was no Mark Todd. He broke Mark Todd's.
Oh.
Another guy broke mine at Expo, ran up behind me and picked me up. Same way, exactly the same way, 2 months. But I got mine done 2 months before. But I remember saying to my wife before we went in, going, no, people who watch the show, they're really quite calm. And then this guy ran up, picked me up. He asked me to sign his mod and his cap and stuff, and he went off. And she went, right, so they're all normal. And I said, yeah, it's worse than that. When he lifted me up, I heard my ribs pop. He just broke 2 of my ribs. And she was like, why didn't you say anything? I was like, I didn't want to ruin his day.
Riot Squad.
Riot Squad.
Riot Squad. Was that? I never even tried that juice.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. They did. They kind of one of the first ones to do one flavour. I can't remember.
You'll always find with juices some of the most fantastic marketing that you'll find. Riot Squad, Dinner Lady, terrible juice.
Yeah. Well, but the guys
mediocre.
Riot Squad was better than Dinner Lady, and they were like. They had their heads switched on. I remember speaking to them at Vape Fest. They'd got this massive PA system and we were going to do the raffle. And I went, you do me a favour. If I give you a signal from the top of the pavilion, just do that. Just kill it. And most people are dicks. And the second I went like that, I just cut it immediately. And afterwards I went, oh, thanks for that. And they went, no, mate, rules are rules. I thought, fucking hell, the amount of dickheads I meet a day.
Yeah. Right. Mark. That's the news. It's nearly an hour-long news session. What's been going on, Mark? So you kind of retired, then you kind of came back.
Semi-retired, yeah.
Yeah, and now you are back properly.
Back.
Reviews, lives. You're back. You're back in the game.
Back in the game, baby.
As a retired reviewer, what's it like coming back? It's not that easy, is it? Because the flow dries up, doesn't it?
No, it's. I'll be honest. It's much more difficult than I envisioned. I just thought, it's like getting back on an horse, isn't it? But it really isn't. My main trouble was when I quit. I told all the companies I work with, I quit. I'm done. Don't send me anything ever again. And it's getting back in contact with them, and it's such a slow burning process. Yeah. It's like unbelievable. I'm getting very, very little in, which is fine. It is what it is. But I think we all know at the moment products are slow coming in anyway. Yeah. But I think for me, it's just a little slower. But listen, I enjoyed the time off. I think I had 5-6 months off. I really, really, really enjoyed it. But I had that. I think the last 2 months, I had that burning thing inside me to go again, to try it again. Unfinished. I don't know why, because when I left, I hated it. I hated the community. I hated the people in it. I just hated vaping, full stop.
Yeah. Was it sort of an unfinished business type?
I think so, yeah. A little bit of unfinished business, definitely. We'll put it that way.
Because it was quite a strange retirement. It did sort of come out of nowhere a bit. Like, you were absolutely flying. You were the most
it didn't know, because when you think what happened as well just before that, me and Becca got our car smashed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff behind the scenes what not a lot of people saw, and in the end it was like you know, she was terrified. She was like mortified. Is someone going to rock up at the house and stuff? And in the end, it's like, what's more important? Obviously, my relationship, my personal life is way more important than this bullshit on the internet. So that was one of the driving reasons to make me walk away, to be honest.
So it's more off the camera stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it everything like? I mean, I remember like back in the day, I couldn't, if I had to count how many physical threats I've had a few. I've had a few in person. They're very infrequent because normally the wheels come off the second they. I remember speaking to a guy once who did it, walked up to me and asked me about a comment that I'd made 6 months before, and all I did was, "This won't go the way you think it's going to go. Fuck off." And he walked off. Like, but I was just thinking, you're mad, you're crazy. You saw me from a distance because I don't know who the fuck you are, but you'd already seen me from a distance, and you'd only come to do that, and you'd only come, and so you were building yourself up like the fucking John Lennon's murderer. I'm gonna fucking do it. And then you still did it. You still came over. What you saw on the screen is not what, you know, it's not, it's as much real life as it can be. But you're fucking mad. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I've had it twice at expos where two people have come up and said a bit of shit for maybe a comment I've made, and I've just been the same. Fuck off. If you don't like it, don't watch me. It's
just so stupid.
And they pretty much just walk away. But yeah, as for threats and that, I think we can all agree. You know, being in the industry, I've had many.
You're the winner.
But when it happens, John, when it actually happens, and
fuck that! Your car was ridiculous. It was so fucking.
It was terrifying. It was terrifying.
Terrifying, yeah.
Because you basically got doxed, which is just fucking scum. Like it's ridiculous. I do loads of different stuff. Like obviously with the company it's different, but I do other stuff on social media, and I have to watch my backdrop so I don't catch a reg plate or a sign.
Well, the police actually come and they said, "Do you think it's random?" And I said, "Well, there's 35 cars in the car park, and 2 got done, and we weren't even parked together. So I don't think it's random, sweetheart. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I think it was targeted. They were in and out."
For me as well, the actual community reaction was really upsetting for me as well.
Oh, I was shocked. I was gobsmacked. Nobody said a word.
No, but there was just, because for me, if you don't condemn an action, you condone that action.
Yeah,
if you're in the public eye and you may or may not have created this situation, not directly, but indirectly,
I think there was
this situation,
there was
and then you fail to condemn it.
There was 3 people, you being one of them, Richard, that condemned it. There was 3 people out of everybody I know in the industry that actually spoke out publicly and condemned it. And even friends that I thought were like really close friends said nothing, which was...
Yeah. But I was talking to someone about social media the other day, and I said, this frame is yours, right? Anything you want to take the piss out of is within this frame. Anything you want to go for, it's in this frame. Like, you got a massive forehead, no shit, mate. Every day I look in the mirror, I can see it. Don't worry about it. You know, you've got this. Yeah, that's fine. You know, and that's what we're expecting. So when people say you're in the public, and so you have to accept a bit, I absolutely do. I accept all of that stuff. I don't care if somebody says you're really camp. No shit. I'm 40. I know that. It's fine. You know, but as soon as you take it anything outside of this square, it's not on. You've broken it. They're not up for grabs. Whether that's my house, my wife, anything is outside of this screen.
Yeah, I think, and when I said at the time, John, I would have rather they wrapped the door, not the door, and we could have gone in the car park and done whatever, rather than, I mean, why, Becca? She's purely innocent. She's innocent. Yeah. Like, to terrify a woman in her own house, for me, I found highly unacceptable. And like Richard said, and I totally agree with him, the aftermath when nobody condemned it. Yeah. Like I said, there was 3 people, Richard being one of them, which I'll always appreciate, but nobody condemned it. Come out and said,
it was absolutely shocking. It's for anyone. It's just not. It's not. But
then you know, when obviously time went on, a couple of months passed, and I'm like, fair enough. Maybe I brought a lot of it on myself. But then, fuck it. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you've bounced back. You've moved. And you got moved. You got a new job. All that sorted, and then back to reviewing and proper getting in deep now. A juice line.
Got a juice line coming up. Yeah, it's going to be ready in a week.
And it's through Nature Vape.
It's me and Nature Vape doing it, yeah. Me and Mark Burns at Nature Vape, who I absolutely adore. Mark, if you watch the replay, I love you big time, really. But yeah, we've got a juice line coming up. So we've got 3 flavors. It's the TVP juice range. If you go on Nature Vape, you can see the labels and shit. Absolutely stunning labels, by the way. The juices are fantastic as well. We've got strawberry custard, strawberry banana milkshake, and a kiwi strawberry yogurt. And I can't wait. I'm nervous. Rich, I'm proper nervous.
How has it worked then? Because you can mix your own flavors. So did you kind of design them and then hand them on to someone to sort out?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's kind of the way it works. I give them the basis. I give them 3 flavors and work with this. You know, can you improve them?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's a nice way of doing it. Yeah.
And to me, I like a 3. If someone's got like a 3. 3 or 4 is lovely. I don't want 9.
No.
And so Nature Vape are like exclusive, like doing the exclusive.
They're not going to be exclusive. No, it's going to be on. It's going to be on Vape Club. I know that's definitely one. It's going to be on another online site as well. But we've had a shit ton of interest from brick and mortars as well who want to stock it. So
nice. So
it's really exciting. It's called TVP Juice, but there's different names. We've got Killenberry. We've got Shakenberry and
Killenberry. Was that Killenberry the original one that you used to?
Yeah, it was called Kilberry, but apparently somebody else has got that name, which I didn't know.
That's amazing.
So I had to change it. Yeah, but
at least you've got the fucking sense to check.
Yeah, they've took my flavour.
Don't do that.
They've took my flavour, what I mixed for 3 years, and sold to anyone who fucking wanted it, and made it better.
That's good.
So
awesome. So that's exciting, and that's potentially next week.
Next week it'll be online, yeah.
That's quality. And then the other thing I noticed from your vlog, a tank as well.
Tank as well, yeah. The tank is.
How much are you allowed to say?
Well, I'm allowed to say. There's the tank. It's the Geminis, which is 28mm.
Yeah, that's your style, isn't it?
That is my style, yeah. I don't like small poxy tanks. So it's the Geminis, obviously a top fill, dual coil, removable inserts as well so the center post is going to be removable, which removes and changes the bottom airflow and the side airflow. Dual control airflow rings like the Fatality.
Yeah.
Hence why I named it the Geminis, because that's Latin for twin, double.
Right, yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. That's going to be another 2 or 3 months out yet.
So who's making it?
ZQ Vapor.
Nice. So how did that come about then?
It came about, I was talking to Hell Vape about making a tank. Hell Vape, vaping with it. No, I was talking to Hell Vape about making a tank, and they said, look, we've got this, I don't know if I should say this, but ZQ are a subsidiary of Hell Vape. Anyone didn't know that. And I want you to speak to such and such, so I did, and we cracked on from there.
So you already had an idea for what you wanted.
I designed it from the ground up. Yeah,
that's nice. So that's coming soon as well. You're still prototyping, aren't you?
That's prototype number 1, but unfortunately I couldn't vape on it because the 510 was faulty. I've got another one on the way which I can vape. So exciting times, man.
Yeah. How are you gonna? Because it's a big tank, high wattage, well, medium high wattage, like the FP was.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to get around the TPD bollocks?
Not sure yet.
Because like everyone, it seems like from the ones I've seen, everyone's just going back to sticking rubber in now. Anyway.
I think that's going to be the plan.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the plan.
That's what everyone's doing.
Just whack a bit of rubber in, because as this stands with a straight glass in, it's 3.8 mil,
right.
And with a bubble glass, it's going to be like 6.2.
Yeah.
So we will have to stick a rubber bung in. To be honest, though, Rich, you know yourself. You say these tanks release now. Does anyone give a shit about that anymore?
I tell you what people do now, like especially the websites, not naming any names, but the big UK websites, they just don't list the capacity. They just don't say it on the actual buy it now page, you know. So I reckon that's. I don't know if it's sort of fizzled.
Someone said, "Is it a velocity deck? Does that look like a velocity deck?"
Ooh, no.
So that gold thing in the centre, which is not going to be gold, by the way, I detest that. That pops out. if I can get the fucker out.
So there's going to be different ones you put in.
Yeah, it just pops out. It's like removable. So you've got the bottom airflow and the side airflow, and it just pops out. And you can put different ones in. You can put bigger ones in. You can put more restricted ones in. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of it. Again, like the FP, really proud of it, and I'm hoping it's going to do.
I'm really hoping we get another sort of big boost this summer from people coming back, because everyone's had a really shit year. Like,
yeah, terrible.
Just had a really fucking awful time. Have you worked through?
Yeah, I've worked from home. I work from home now. I've got all my. This is my office as well as my review setup, which is, I'm grateful to be working, because obviously I lost my previous job due to vaping, which wasn't good. But yeah, I'm just grateful to be working, and I work from home every day.
That's great as well.
What's the plan going forward though? Are they going to get you in the office, or is it?
We've got a choice, Rich. We've got a choice. So apparently we can go back in October if we want, or because it's been so successful, people working from home, you can carry on working from home. So I'm not sure what I want to do, to be honest. I quite like working from home.
A lot of people at our place are going to split it up, like 3 or 2 days in, and a couple of days at home. Mix and match. Yeah, cool.
Have you had the missus working from home as well, or has she been working?
No, she goes to the office, thankfully.
Well, I just thought, because that would be just the atmosphere. It would be like
bit of a submarine at that point. Yeah.
Because she had COVID. She did have COVID at the beginning of the year or end of last year, which was rough on her. And we had I think 4 to 6 weeks at home together, which was enough.
Yeah.
That's when you really get to know your missus, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, me and my wife both got COVID right at the beginning of the whole thing. So end of March, beginning of April. But luckily there was no tests, and thermometers were 40 quid. So we didn't know. So that was okay. And I worked alone. So it was no problem. So weirdly, we've all managed to work all the way through and not spend any added time with our wives, which is even better. Or Mrs. is.
Winning.
Right, let's show some new stuff.
New stuff.
Like Mark says, it is kind of we're in a bit of a slowdown. I don't know if everyone's waiting to see what America decide to do, or people are just being more professional about.
I think China are just holding the cards close to the chest at the moment. They don't want to do.
But they're literally holding all the cards.
The cards, yeah.
Yesterday they slam dunked crypto, fucking
ruined it.
Like they were doing it for a laugh. Just went fuck
and
it.
you know what'll happen? They'll make their own.
Yeah.
So if you remember, Mark, you'll have to see it on the live feed if you've got it open to see it, because I'm showing it through OBS. So this is the new one from Aspire. This is not a render. This is a real picture. This is the Zealous 3 kit from Aspire. Kind of boxy, but it'll probably have some sort of Nautilus equivalent coil, so it'll probably end up being quite popular in its own right.
Yeah, do you not think Aspire turning into a bit smocky at the moment with all these releases?
It seems like they've got two strands. Like on one hand, they're doing like that Billet Box clone, and like the mix, which is really tidy, and they're doing these collabs with these high-end designers. But on the other hand, they're just kind of churning. So it's almost like they've split into two divisions. Aspire.
It's almost like every week I see a new Aspire product, and it's like
they seem to not be. They're not holding back.'re just flying forwards. Smoke and Aspire, the two sort of big players at the moment, really. So this is the Zealous 3 kit. I don't know much about the Zealous 2 or the Zealous 1, to be honest. But it looks okay. It looks okay, sort of standard classic affair. This next one is from OBS, who seem to just drop in and out.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's just like in, engine, out, something else.
OBS back, are they? Jesus.
So this is the OBS Engine 100 watt. I like that they're attaching the Engine brand, because one of my favourite RTAs ever is the Engine 2 with the upside down coils.
No, that's nice. That is nice looking.
That's quite tidy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a nice looking kit.
It is a nick of the thingy, the original, isn't it? Somebody will tell us in chat what exactly
it's got that C-frame look, even though it isn't.
No, it's very Art Deco. It's got that pillar down the side. It looks like someone tell me in chat, a very famous 2014 mod that always fell over.
The Zen.
That's the fucker. It looks like a fat Zen.
They make a really bold claim on the Instagram as well as world's first replaceable battery sleeve 21700 box kit. Maybe 21700 regulated mod, perhaps, but there's loads of mods where you can change the sleeve. So I'm not exactly sure what they're getting at with that, but I think it looks tidy.
Oh, maybe that resin pops out with a sleeve.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's tidy. I think
I think that's really nice looking. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and nice dimensions, 21700. I don't know too much about their pre-made coils, but like I say, I absolutely love the engines.
It looks like USB-C as well, which is a win.
Yeah, it'll be 100 watt, 21700. I think that's all right. I think that's quite nice. So that's not a bad one. Mark Todd's released pictures of his next thing, his next product. Obviously did the HAR RTA. This is the HAR billet box thing, but it has its own name. What's he called it? I've forgotten.
Someone will tell us in chat.
But this is the new, so someone tell us the name of this. But this is the new HAR billet box thing from Mark.
Well, he's got a bridge out, has he?
Yeah, he's got a bridge coming out. It's still in testing phase, but basically they're trying to replicate the HAR Vape in billet box format. And it's a good time to do it because you've got that new one from Aspire that takes these things. It's raging on, isn't it? The whole billet box.
It's called the Kyo.
Oh right, okay, yeah. It says underneath, yeah.
Says in big letters, Rick.
That was Andy Fairchild told me.
But
I didn't read it.
That could have just been some sort of fancy regulatory.
I need reading glasses on.
So that's that. We'll find out more about that as we go. But essentially, it's when it's all done and dusted, it's going to be a HAR style vape in a billet box tank. This is another picture of his. This is the Monarchy 4 by Monarchy. This is a high-end sort of squonky dripper coming out from those guys. Looks quite fancy. The crown thing reminds me of.
I don't hate that. A squonky dripper's kind of needed.
What was the Castle RDA?
Oh shit!
And all like Templar and all that. It reminds me of those. That sort of.
I do know what you mean.
Crude crown drawing on it.
What's very old school. Very, very old school.
Yeah.
Well, that'll sell because that's what people want.
If that top cap comes off nicely, then it'll be fairly nice to use.
Yeah, that could be. We do need. If somebody brought out a low-profile dripper that was sexy, I don't know if that's quite there, but it would go high end. It would fly right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's hitting the sexy bracket. I'm not going to lie.
No, nearly though.
It's close. I'd give it a 7 for looks.
Yeah. This is from Nevok. This is a Nevox.
What is this?
This is a company I've never really dealt with, but they've got this. The Page.
Yeah. See, how do you say that? Like, why do they come out with these names? Like, you can't, is it the Paggy? Is it the Pagey? Page?
Why would you go with that shot as well? It looks like a PE teacher's confiscated a couple of vapes. That is a really weird shot.
That'll be in my desk. You can have that back at the end.
You can have it back at the end. You see him hanging here. Look at them. Don't look at me. Look at the fucking netball.
That stays in my desk till 3:30, young man.
3:30, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just a little AIO. I don't know who wears these things around the neck.
The lanyard thing. Well, twats at convention.
I don't even know who vapes these things, Rich. That's just terrific.
I mean, you can see like right through in the green one. It's literally just standard coil.
It's horrible. Yeah, there's nothing new there.
I always think with these things, what will run out first, the battery or the juice? But either way, you're not going to get.
Probably my patience with it, to be honest.
Chris Morrow has said vape nunchucks, which I think is quite good.
Yeah, you could really belt someone with one of these, or strangle them.
That is probably the most effective they'll ever be as well, is as nunchucks or a garrote.
Monster drip tips on them as well, like they're going to be chucking 50, 60 watts. Yeah, they're the size of your finger. Yeah. So, but that's Nevok doing their thing. Straight off the back of the Vinci 2, Smoant have had a go. This is the Santi from Smoant, and it's that sort of Vinci sort of style, you know, square. The entire top cap AIO thing comes off. Nice, colourful little screen on it. Yeah, this is always just. I don't know. There's so many of these out.
Oh God.
It's square pod. Stick it on top. 40 watts. Bosh.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with this is, Rich, they've done it. You've done it twice, I think, Smart. So move on. Why? There's no need for another one.
Yeah. I think we need to guess where the prayers are where the pictures are taken. I was going to say that is an outdoor prayer meeting. Knees leaning forwards on the chair.
I'm going to say that's like one of them outdoor fitness things, like a foot plate or something.
I was thinking, like, if you can pick holes in something before you've even had it, and look at the specs at 1100 mAh, 40 watts.
That's
10
like
minutes,
10 vapes.
That's just piss off, Small. That's no.
I don't know who they run these by. Like, that's the biggest question for me with the whole vape scene. Like, who a Smoant running this by before going as far as
Exactly. I mean, Richard, is that going to be any better than the Smock version 18 months ago? No.
And who's even going to buy it? But what shop's going to buy that? You wouldn't buy it.
No.
It's just a bad investment.
It's crazy. You'd need it. You'd literally need it plugged in all the time. Right. This is the Destiny. Mark will know more about this. This is the Destiny RTA. They're now having a single coil deck configuration available for this tank. It's a popular tank though, isn't it? It's a good tank, isn't it? The Destiny.
It is, yeah. I enjoyed it, yeah.
But single coil though, it's a bit big for a single coil, isn't it? I suppose if you've got that fan base, they'll try it. I suppose anyway. I don't know, but yeah. So if you're a Destiny fan, you can now convert it into single coil according to.
Yeah, the only trouble I had with the Destiny, the original one, was it was loud. God, it was loud.
That is a thing. That is a thing now, though, isn't it? Especially sub tanks.
That's the end, though, isn't it? You can't be. When somebody sent me a tank, I've had tanks where someone sent me something to try, and what's actually done it is because I'm nearly deaf to it after 9 years. But is my wife? I catch out the corner of my eye doing that.
Yeah.
And I go, "You all right?" And she goes, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Yeah.
And I go,
But
not using that anymore.
Sub tanks are just getting louder and louder and louder. Like
it's like they don't give a fuck about airflow anymore.
I suppose it's a tough sell. Like
we'll just release it, and it sounds like
now quiet.
If it sounds like a Titanic horn, who cares, man?
Yeah.
There's been some right bastards. Like, do you know when you just think
literally does sound like you've left the door open, though, doesn't it?
Nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to hear that.
If you're annoying yourself, that's bad, isn't it?
If you're pissing yourself off.
Yeah.
I remember about 3 years ago, I thought, do you know what I'm going to buy? I found a pack of Bogue Cartos, and I thought, I'm going to see if you can survive in the vaping world for a week on Bogue Cartos. Like now, they were like 1.5s LRs or something. And I found the punch tank, punched him, filled it up, sat there, and I was watching something on the TV, and I went, click. She went, fuck off, and I was like, you cannot survive.
What, the crackling? The crack, was it the
crackling?
Yeah.
It was mental, and she just went, fuck off, forget it. And I went, oh, it's just a thing I'm doing for a week. You're fucking not. And I went, all right.
You've done it for 2 minutes. That's it. You're done. But I get it now. I'll get a new tank in, and as soon as I vape it, you're like, fucking hell, no. That's ridiculously loud. And the Destiny was definitely one of them. It was horrifically loud. And it's a shame because it was such a great vape.
Yeah. Worst thing I've ever had was the Le Petit Aeronaut. Right? It was fucking mental. Like, it was like somebody just went, what's the loudest fucking thing we could possibly make?
The one thing worse is a whistle.
Yeah. The second iteration of the K-Fun Lite, so the K-Fun Lite 2.1 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They didn't bevel the edge.
And people were putting things in it, like just
you try everything, don't you? You move your coil up and down.
Yeah.
You tuck your wick in a little bit more, and it's like still whistling. You're like, this tank's shit.
Yeah. Forget it. I can't.
It's shit.
every 10 seconds, the dog's doing that. What? Nothing.
But but it's like I said earlier. It's like they don't give a fuck about airflow anymore. For me, that's one of the most important things.
I agree.
It really is. I know, Richard, you slated the FP the way it looks, but no one can deny how quiet it was.
Yeah, no, it was. I said it was a stunning vape, and it is a stunning vape.
You said it looked like shit, though.
I didn't like the knurling.
I think the words were, it looks a bit chavvy, but that's what I would expect from Mark.
The thing for me, looks, was the knurling on the inside. The knurling on the... Everything else is fine. I like the knurling on the outside.
Okay.
It's the knurling on the inside was just that bling, bling. It was a cracking, mate.
I'm just saying, I think airflow is very, very important. You've got to get airflow right. Even if it's a sub-ohm tank, if you're releasing a sub-ohm tank, curve some shit off, round some shit off and just make it a little smoother.
I think they know it's not going to be a selling point even if they nail it. Because they just want to say, oh, it's now got this fancier mesh, it's now got this new cotton, it's now 100 watts, it's now got even more capacity. They can sell these things.
Yeah, but clearly they don't know what
it's a really smooth, crisp vape.
They don't know how fucking annoying it is when you've got a tank that sounds like a 747 taking off.
Do you remember when,
it is a unique industry in the fact that a lot of people that work in it don't vape.
Do you remember when the QC went to shit on the Uber 2? The tank, like it was a braking like a thing, and then he just stopped finishing them, like stopped beveling the edges and stuff, and it got louder and whistled, and people were like, have you got an Uber 2? No, because you can't use it, it's so fucking noisy, it just drives you mad. Oh, mine doesn't. Well, they fucking do now.
Yeah, I had a tank, I think it was an Innokin tank that whistled. It turned out it was the drip tip.
Oh.
Somehow
I don't know if they put a sharp edge on the inside. I don't know how they've done it, but
do you remember when they used to bring out drip tips with airflow on?
Yeah.
Like literal flavour killers. You just twist the drip tip and it'll have airflow in the tip. You're like,
in 10 years there'll be a documentary on BBC and it'll be the life of drip tips. Drip tips through the years, and how all these things will be in it. You remember when Innokin tried to actually use a cigarette filter as written?
Here we go. Next one we got when they put a propeller in there.
Propeller. Do you remember them, John?
Yeah, turbo.
Fucking fun in the drip tip.
We got a turbo. It's like as soon as I remember the first time.
Every time somebody a Northern presenter on.
Every so often they'll come out. It's all I found out. Mark found it funny. I'm just going to keep doing it.
It'd be John Barron.
Every so often, someone will come out with something right that breaks the laws of physics that it works, and they scream blue murder it works. Like they were talking about. Remember that turbofan? And you're like going, no, because there's no more energy going into it. It cannot possibly do that. No, it does. No, it fucking doesn't. Like, do you remember the first time they came out with the blade heater? And the second I saw the fucking thing, I thought, I've got to find out what that is, because that's not a coil and it can't work. So I'm going to find out what the fuck it is. And I remember searching back through all these parts catalogs. Like I closed it down on Google and fucking found this. But then I found out it was an element from a soup blender. And you're like, there's your answer. No one's made this. This is a ceramic heating element from a blender. And they're just trying to give it to you. And it cannot fucking work. You need 1 bucket of cotton. And it will always dry out on the inside and be wet as fuck.
Them drip tips with the fans in though. You remember you used to get them things on the fur, you're blowing it and it go. Woo!
Yeah.
We used to get one in.
It was a kazoo, wasn't it?
Yeah. We used to get one in a party bag. I remember if you got one in a party bag.
Always.
My mum had always put it somewhere safe. She'd always say, "I'll put that somewhere safe." And,
put it somewhere safe where you never fucking find it.
Never saw it again. It's absolutely gone. I think that'd be the history of vape would be amazing. I remember when we went. I remember going somewhere and they'd got fucking hell, Sonic vape. You know, like you'll never use another thing again. It creates vapor by pulsating 1 million times a second. And the guy gave it to me and he went, He was really excited as well. This is the guy, I think it must have been Expo in Birmingham. And I took a drag and I went, you never saw that. And he went,
we were talking about this the other day, John, and
it's
honestly,
so cold. I was like,
what a fail.
sell.
It's like sucking in like winter's air. Like...
He was so pleased with it as well, because the mod looked amazing. He got that.
Yeah, it had that little trigger on top, didn't it?
Yeah. And he's going to me, this is going to be the new thing.
Nah.
Don't invest in this. This is the worst idea.
Ultrasonic waves or something, like a plate on the bottom, weren't it? Which vibrated.
Well, it's exactly like a smog maker in a pond. That's what it was. And
exactly, yeah. It's like they all got pissed up and went, I've got an idea. I've got an idea, John.
Yeah. I remember there was another one where they were trying to do a Kickstarter for fucking hell. It's the way you can superheat metal. You put a coil round something, you drop the metal through the center, and they were saying, hey, this is the new thing. It was like, yeah, if the mod's like 58 kilowatts, it's never gonna fucking work. Nah. You press the button and go back in time.
You need Doc Brown's DeLorean, wouldn't you, to fucking power it?
Exactly, 1 a.m. The tower clock's gonna get hit, and then we're gonna get a vape. That's the only way this is gonna happen, you fucking lunatic.
Somebody just put in chat, do you remember that vape? You remember this, Richard, where you could put your favourite drink in and vape it? It had like a split tank, and you could put a drink in one side. Let's say it's Red Bull or a Cherry Coke.
Yes, I do remember this.
Come on.
Did you have a go on it?
I had a go on at Expo. I had a go on it, and it was just the most ridiculous thing ever.
How did it work? How did it actually work though? Did it literally just let a little bit of pop in?
I thought it kind of worked as a coolant, didn't it? It didn't really work. It didn't actually vape it.
I don't think you vaped it. I don't think it vaporized. I haven't got a clue how it worked, but it was
foam and shit. I remember. Do you remember Flavor Balls? Where there was like it was like balls. You could burst them if it wasn't flavoursome enough. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they tried that with drip tips as well. Like flavour.
They did, yeah. They had like menthol drip tips and all sorts, didn't they? Oh, come on.
It's when you meet somebody who's like 5 or 6 years behind us, you know, they go, we got a new liquid out, and you go, okay. And they go, it's raspberry. And you go, oh, brilliant. And they go, why the fuck is it red? Raspberry, isn't it? Don't make shit red. Why is it red? We put red in it. Don't put red in it. Yeah. We don't want that, because we don't want to vape stuff that doesn't make any difference to anything.
Yeah, so that's essentially all the new stuff. Obviously,
like the colour of that, isn't it? Look at that.
Yes.
Ooh, that's going. What flavour's that?
That's Kernel, the black. I mean, I love it. It's it's like liquid crack, but look at the fucking colour of it.
But you get ones like Red Astaire, where the reason is that one of the flavors is red. There's nothing they can do about it, and that's fine. It's just but back in the day when shit was green and blue and purple, and then we all went, why is it that color? Should we be inhaling that? Yeah, probably not. Leave it.
Yeah, I remember one. I forget who it was. Was it Far E Liquids? They did a neon green slushy, and this motherfucker used to glow in the dark. Like, what the hell they put in there?
Yeah.
I like that. Ohm Comfort said, I remember the little balls, little gel capsule was, but it was mental. Like,
they should have gone further with the fan though. So they should have had, instead of it like being like a kazoo, where the suction made the fan turn, the mod should have powered the fan.
They did have, someone did that. Someone actually did do one that had a mini motor that blew it.
The problem with it is, when you vape, you want the denseness of the vapor. And the van was just whipping it into thinness, wasn't it?
That's just reminded me of auto squonks, which were ridiculous, by the way. Just a total massive fail.
I was always jealous of Richard.
That noise was really frustrating.
You'd have a puff or press the button and just go, oh, what's this?
The one I had, though, it did work. It did actually keep it wet without flooding it. But although it wasn't in any way intelligent, like you had to set the tolerances yourself. It was and then
but I mean, why
the noise alone was not.
Why fix something that's not broken when you just go like that, squonk? Is that an inconvenience on your life to do that?
Yeah. I don't know what it is recently. We just seem to pull up the odd twat in chat at the moment. Like we had months of being fine all the way through lockdown and all this. Now every so often just get a dickhead. Sorry.
Probably my fault.
Lost in translation.
No, it's not. Honestly, it happens.
Okay.
No, it's just being a dickhead. It's happened earlier. We happened the other week. I promised everyone in chat that because it fucking just fucks up their flow. Oh, don't worry. Just point at them and I'll fucking get rid of them.
No, it might be a genuine question from Wang.
No, it's just.
He's got some walnut coils. It might have been typo or lost in translation.
He'll be back in a second. He'll be back in a second with another stupid.
Just looking at the name.
He'd already done it. He'd already been in earlier. So it's just like, oh, fuck off.
I'm not gonna lie, you don't even need to type anything with that name, dude. You would know you're a troll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing Dog Shit Sniffer.
I haven't seen Dog Shit Sniffer for ages, Rich, honestly.
I'm worried about him. That's the best name on YouTube, though.
Did anyone have
That was the best name on YouTube.
contactless vape station? Were they any good? What was that?
The contactless charging thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Didn't Vapor Shark do it?
Yeah, I think they did. They had it on the.
There are two things for that.
I never used it because it was always
They
so
had to use
dodgy.
that certain type of battery, which is quite vulnerable
Yeah.
to being dropped, getting popped, whatever. It got really hot and charged really slowly.
Yeah.
Because wireless charging wasn't quite there yet, and they kind of jumped the gun.
Yeah, DigiFlavor brought one out, didn't they? The Edge mod, which was, but it took like fucking 16 hours to charge.
I still remember when it came out though. The Vapor Shark, it was groundbreaking. It was so small. We were like just blown away.
The real Vapor Shark, the proper one, was class.
Yeah.
Although the finish didn't last, did it?
No, it came off into like days, and you couldn't stop picking it. It was terrible.
See, this is what we're missing in this day and age now. Innovation, man. Like that. Who cares if it sucks or if it fails? Just try something new.
Well, America have just been completely taken out, haven't they? Yeah, but we've had this discussion before. When British people, or like, to be fair, Sasha and Mark are kicking out tanks. It's really wicked, and you kicking out tanks. Stuff coming out of the UK and out of Europe is so great to see, and I always think it always outclassed everything else. So just keep doing it. I don't want to see that die. It's so shit.
The bar is so much higher when they collaborate. I think
well, Sunbox, it doesn't burn your house down, which is good.
Every time, like the whole people like roll their eyes about the vape reviewer collaboration thing, but forget it's an influencer or they've got a big following or whatever, and there's a marketing angle to it. Focus on the fact that it's a very experienced vapor working with a very good company at making things, and when you put that together, it makes total sense.
I've always said that, Rich. Like, I'm quite confident. Over the years I've been doing this, and I'm a massive RTA freak. I'm quite confident that I know what makes a good performing RTA.
And in your genre as well, it's well known that that's the style of tank that you love, vape every day. It's literally your specialism in a way. It kind of irks me a bit when you see a reviewer who's always chucking tits, bringing out a mouth to lung thing, or vice versa. It kind of looks a bit obvious, or someone bringing out their third thing that month, and it's like, well, how much love has this product got? If actually,
I hope I do that with e-liquid. When we do one, I know it's good. Like if I say it's good, I promise it is. Because there's loads.
If you were
of stuff.
churning them out every week, I'd get.
Well, no one even sees the light.
Well, no one would trust you. You'd lose that trust, wouldn't you? But if you bring an e-liquid out like once every 6 months and you say, "Trust me, this is the fucking dogs," then we're gonna go, "Okay, John, take my money."
Yeah.
The first, you get weird things like the first time John Nathan said, the first time I saw MoMA, which is the one with like the latest one, mango, orange, melon, apple. I thought that's done to death. It's nearly shit. And I tried it, and it was absolutely stupidly brilliant. And then the weird thing was, which you don't even notice, it was so fucking clean. I vaped the same piece of cotton for 3 weeks and didn't notice. And then it was only when I went, fucking hell, an American juice. Because American juices are dirty as fuck. There's no way around it.
That's an acid test for me. A proper acid test is like with a Just Jam. I can go 4 or 5 weeks without re-wicking.
Yeah.
Black, I can go 3 weeks without re-wicking. Even the pistache in my motor long, I can go 2 weeks without re-wicking, which is unheard of.
Anything with vanilla, if somebody can get it done, you just know they've tightened it right down. Like those Toby, who does Nata, Frambosa and pistache, and John, who does Can Only Be One, which lasts 2 weeks on a vanilla, which is totally stupid. Which the amount of people I've tried so many customers, and the other thing is that we can all do. I know certain elements of vaping liquids, and I know what it is. So if someone will send me something and go, "I've been really working on this for ages," you try it and you go, "It's fucking Capella V1. Like, it's so shit. I know what it is." Or
see, I love goose juice, John. Goose juice, but like 2 days with that, I've got to re-wick, mate, because it's as black as the night. You know what I'm saying? It's like ridiculous.
I think that's because it's so old school as well.
I would love
anyone give a shit about any of that.
I wish someone could, like, because I think it's nearly impossible. Make a chocolate that tastes like chocolate that isn't dirty, and the only way to do it is to use no chocolate flavoring, because it's just dirt.
It's impossible, because I used to vape.
Coffee is the same, yeah.
I used to vape an After 8 juice back in the day, and it was fucking stunning, like unbelievable. But after 8 hours, gone.
It's that first, that first curling black streak that comes out of the wick feeding hole, and you go, "We're fucked." Like, it's like a little wisp.
We're fucked. You take the deck out, and the coil's just, you can't even see the coil. It's just black gunk.
I used to have an After 8 juice. I used to take the cap off, and just this black flick of juice would just land on me. I go like that. I go, okay, I can re-wick this then.
It was so dirty. There's so many liquids, like, because I remember when they first cleaned up Coke, like, because you know when you realise people can do it, because the first Coca-Cola flavours were disgusting, and then they got it clean, so it came clear, and you were like, "How the fuck is this Coca-Cola? It's not brown." Like, and then you realise you didn't need to do that. It's like the first time custards weren't yellow. Like, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, wasn't Coca-Cola? Didn't it originally have a little bit of cocaine in?
Oh, cocaine did, but I mean the flavours.
Yeah.
When we first got Coke flavors, they always had a brown tinge, and that went away, and the liquid cleaned up. And I just mean that there are flavors you can clean up and flavors you can't. Coffee.
I don't think there'll ever be a good coffee or a good.
No, it's either
or a great coffee or a great chocolate.
It's either dirty as fuck and it tastes good for 10 minutes, or it tastes like shit from the beginning and it's clean, and that's no good, because you just don't need.
The trouble is as well, if you motor along in these flavours, like they're gunk up so much quicker. It's like, forget about it.
Yeah, because
this is why I'm so impressed with the pistache. Like, I can go 2 weeks and not even.
Yeah. It's because of that. You're trying to explain to people, you're splashing back on, especially on a mouth lung, and it just drips back.
Yeah, it's the airflow. It's a lack of airflow. It's the reason, like, a couple of Claptons in a dripper will last a month.
Right, I think that'll do us. Just talking about that.
Yeah, we're done. Mark, what's coming up on your channel? What's the next? I'll put a link. I don't think there's anyone that won't know how to find you, but I'll put a link to your channel in chat.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple of bits coming up. I've got the new Vape Wrath RDA. That's going to be up tomorrow.
That's the one with the claw marks in.
That's it. Yeah, dude, really fucking good RDA. Like, really, really good. It's
kind
of like.
I'm not surprised. I think we showed it on the show, and it's kind of got a raised deck, hasn't it?
It's got a raised deck, but it's got like they're calling it electrodes and stuff like, but it's basically ceramic clamps.
Right.
Not non-conductive clamps, which means you can put one in there, or one in there. Really, 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 really good. Kind of like the FP, basically.
I thought we showed it on the show, and I said that'll probably be a really, really good vape.
It is. It's an absolute flavour banger, and it's so easy to build, and it looks the tits as well. There's no branding on. You just got them like claw marks on it, which I hate heavily branded products.
Yeah, that's.
You know, they slap the name all over it.
John always says, yeah.
Yeah, God, just don't do it. We know it's made by you. We don't need to. Every time I vape, I don't need to know it's a Vandy vape.
Put it underneath. It's not like someone's going to drive past and go,
oh, Vandy vape, is it? Oh, no. So yeah, I've got that coming up. I've also got a little side-by-side mod coming up. So yeah, exciting.
So you got a couple of reviews coming up. Excellent
news.
What?
I'll do a sale this weekend, but I'll only talk about it on the Ideal Ohm Show. I'll do 15%.
I'll
make the code something to do with vaccinations. because everyone's getting their letters at the moment or text messages or something. So I'll do that. I'll give 15%, and I'll give you all the code on the Ideal Ohm Facebook page tomorrow evening.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm really weird. I had my vaccination yesterday at 2:00, and as yet, the side effect is only that I'm fucking knackered. So that's not so bad.
It's all right, isn't it?
It affects people in different ways, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, there's no
I've seen
point
people half
comparing.
dead.
Yeah, everybody I spoke to, the first thing anybody wants to tell you is what. Well, my wife had hers in January, and she had her second one in March. But everybody, as soon as you go, oh, I'm having my vaccination. Like, I live with my wife; she's gonna fucking tell me. But I kind of go, yeah, I'm having my vaccination. They go, oh, my arm dropped off, my knob went perfect. Oh, I mean, calm down.
That's the last thing.
Fucking hell.
That's why I didn't get a vasectomy. Because every time it came up in conversation, people were like, oh, my friend died.
The cock fell off.
It's such a weird thing to say to you.
The horror stories were just off the chart with the vasectomy thing.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I had a friend of mine who had a hernia operation, and he thought he was like Bruce Willis. They did his hernia operation. It was kind of... weirdly, he did it on the Smiler at Alton Towers.
It is fast.
Right, it stopped. He braced himself, and he got a hernia in his belly button. So his belly button blew out like a newborn baby.
Shut up.
Yeah, and he had to. So he went to the doctors, and they said, "Yeah, you know."
The doctor went, "You been on the Smiler?"
And then he drew a little face on it, so everyone knew. And then he had the operation. This was funny. Like, they gave him the op, they popped it all back in, sewed him up. And then, you know, because you're only just held under anesthesia. People think it's like you're a fucking rhino being moved from one part to another. You're not. You're just under. When you come out, you're awake in like 3 minutes. He's a fucking idiot. Because the anesthesiologist doesn't just go, fuck it. He's breathing. It counts. So he just did it. Anyway, he woke up and he went, okay, I'm going to come back and see you in about 20 minutes or so. Just relax. Anyway, 20 minutes goes past. Nurse comes back. He's got his clothes back on. He's packed his shit. And she went, "Fuck are you doing?" And he said, "Well, I feel all right. I'm off." She went, "No. That's not how it works. Lie the fuck down. You've got 5 more hours sat like that, like laying there." My dad did that. He had a couple of stents fitted the other week. So they do it on a local anaesthetic, and they ran the thing up your arm to push the stents into your heart. They put the stents in. They gave him a shitload of morphine, load of Valium, and he rang me afterwards. He rang me and he said, "Oh, I'm having that up tomorrow." I said, "All right. Well, give me a ring if it goes okay." He said, "If it doesn't, I won't ring." Right? So I thought it was quite funny.
If it doesn't, I won't answer.
I won't ring. And anyway, he rang me, and he was still high as shit on morphine. And he was on the phone to me, and I said, "Oh, how'd it go?" And he went, "Yeah, not bad." And I said, "Oh, good." And he said, "They gave me morphine." I said, "All right." He said, "I've got to be here for another 2 hours so I don't die." I said, "Okay." He said, "There's a black nurse." Why are you saying that? This is unneeded information. She's over the other side, like, the fuck is he doing?
Oh, God.
The things they must hear, though. Under
morphine. Well, you don't even need the morphine. My wife's granddad kept calling, there's a black nurse on his ward, and he kept calling her Jemima, right? And I thought, that's a fucking weird name, like really odd. And then we were in the corridor. I went out for a fag and came back, and she walked past, and she's got an NHS name on, and it said Claire. Oh my God. And I said,
I thought you were going to say something close like Gemma.
No. And I said, "I'm so sorry." And she said, "Every day. Don't worry about it. Every day." It's like, he's a cunt. Done.
That's it. I think we're done.
Cheers,
Thanks
boys.
to Mark for coming on.
Thanks, Mark.
Always good
Thank
laugh.
you.
Top bloke. Obviously, I'm sure everyone's subscribed, but if you're not, pop and have a look, get subscribed. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. There'll be a sale tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.